Hello, everyone. I'm Ryan Nauman, Market Strategist at Zephyr here at Wealth Management Edge 2024. And with me, I have Chris Volpe of Zephyr.
Hey Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. And you such a great event. What have you enjoyed most about the Wealth Management Edge?
I think what's great about this is you get so many different people coming and you get so much information, not just at the sessions and stuff, but just like talking to people. We had a great session at the Inside ETFs kickoff yesterday, talking about market conditions, where things were going, what we can expect. You know, it was done so well. I really enjoyed the gentleman presenting. Showed inflation by using the elements of a Cuban sandwich. Right, so how the pork has gone up, ham's gone up, bread, all of that stuff. So it's just fascinating to be, to have things put in that in that light. There was another great session around, digital currencies, right, and how they can fit into a portfolio, and not being afraid of them, and just a really good overall, discussion. And I think as you talk to individual people, and as you talk to, advisors, you talk to asset managers, right? Certain themes keep coming up: personalization, personalization in investment, personalization in reporting, personalization in, just dealing with your clients, and how advisors are looking to, for lack of a better word, offload some of the pieces of it so they can truly spend more time developing relationship with clients. So I think that those have been sort of the the big themes or the big pieces that have been really enjoyable so far.
Fantastic. I'm glad you brought up personalization, because in our panels, we talk about separately managed accounts. And that's one trend that we're really seeing is investors are demanding personalized investments that offer customized ability and flexibility and transparency. And personalization is so important now. It's just not about being able to customize a report, you got to personalize it. Can you tell us more about that and maybe how Zephyr offers personalized reports?
Sure, and I think that you make a great point, and I want to ask you about that panel you guys did yesterday, because I wasn't able to attend. But there's a difference between customization and personalization, right? Because you can customize something to yourself, not necessarily for someone else. Yeah. When you do it for someone else, it's personalization. When you just customize something, it's not necessarily for them or for different for you, different for me, different for everybody out there, right? So I think, the way we've looked at it at Zephyr is it's the ability to create engaging reports, both at a digital level and at a reporting level, right? That advisors and asset managers can show the value to their clients, right? If all you're doing is putting your client in a standard model portfolio, right? The question becomes, well, what are you doing for me, right? What are you doing for Chris that is different than you're doing for Ryan? Because we're not the same people, right? So I think that there's that personalization, and we've designed we've designed Zephyr to be able to do that at scale. So you create the personalizations, right? We've got 150 report templates to use, right? That once you pick a template or once you pick the pages, you can go back in and personalize them for individuals along the way. And then every month or every quarter or whenever you're meeting with your client, those automatically just run. So it's personalization at scale.
I love that you brought up scale. Scalability is so important. There's only so many hours in a day. And a financial advisor, they're pulled in so many different directions, from, the investment management to marketing to client relationship.
Compliance.
Compliance. So how does Zephyr offer scalability?
Well, like I said, right, I'll use an old term because I'm an old guy, right? Set it and forget it, right? You set up the report, right, and it just runs. If you're not meeting with your client this month, it doesn't matter, right? The report the report just is there for you when you need it. So it's just something off your plate. You don't have to worry about making sure it's there, running it manually. If you want to make tweaks to it, it's really quick. It's like that. You can do it on demand. So if your client calls you in the middle of the month and says, hey, what's going on with crypto, or what's happening with this, right? You can get it. You can just run the report immediately, and then have an engaging conversation with them. Like I said, it's about really understanding your client, not just their needs, but their interests, what they want to know, what they want to see, what's going to freak them out, what they're going to be happy with, right? It's all of that.
Interesting. And one of the topics that we talked about when I did the chair on the Wealth Tech Summit was AI. AI is a buzzword, and it's not just in the financial services industry, it's across the board. And one of the takeaways I brought is AI, yes, it's a huge benefit to financial advisors in offering scalability, but also it's an issue for hackers because now hacking and you put that power of AI into the bad, wrong person's hands. Now hacking and all these scams become better. Are you seeing stuff in that part of the industry that concerns you with the benefit of AI, but also the issues?
Well, it's funny because I was having breakfast with a compliance person, and he said, AI isn't really new. Again, for those of us who have Microsoft Word used to have that little paperclip guy, right? And he would pop up and say, you look like you're typing a memo. Do you want a template?
Yes.
Right? And so AI's been around for a very long time. It's the use of AI, to your point. And whether you're using it internally or externally, or depending on what you're using it for. Mm-hmm. And the things firms have to be really aware of is, where does that information go, right? When you enter it into ChatGPT, ChatGPT uses that information to make it better. Okay. Therefore, what you put in is available for other people at some level. So you've got to be careful about what you put in, not just what comes out. I think that's where I think the regulatory, the regulation of AI will become a big, I don't want to say an issue, but will become a focus.
Fantastic. So great insight there. Another trend that we're seeing now is alternatives, right? Alternatives, I feel as if that 60-40 portfolio, while it may not be dead, it's on life support. But now it's just evolved from maybe 60-40 to maybe 50-30-20. Can you tell us maybe a little bit more about alternatives, the role it's playing in investment management?
Well, I would love to, but that's really your area of expertise. So I'm going to actually ask you to answer your own question. You did the PSN SMA panel yesterday, right? And there was some great insight around value of SMAs, how to choose an SMA. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to actually throw that back to you because that's your area. So if you don't mind answering your own question.
I often say I do a lot better job asking questions than I do answering. So thank you, Chris. So alternatives, yes. And separately managed accounts is a fantastic way of gaining exposure to alternatives because separately managed accounts, it's not a one-size-fits-all. Chris, you have a completely different investment outlook and objectives than I do. So separately managed accounts allows you to align your investment goals better than, say, a mutual fund or some other one-size-fits-all. And that allows you to take alternatives, put them in that SMA sleeve, because alternatives now, in this current market landscape, markets move quicker than ever. And during times of crisis, correlations increase. We've done multiple studies in Zephyr that shows correlations increase, so that decreases diversification in a portfolio. And when diversification is supposed to work most during times of crisis, it breaks down. That's why it's important to bring alternatives. It could be private credit, private equity, real estate, commodities, but it helps increase the diversification. And with Zephyr, we've done a lot of studies that show that efficient frontier moves to the northwest, and that's what alternatives are supposed to do, which increases return, reduces risks, and that's one of the trends we're seeing most here at Wealth Management Edge and just in the industry.
Yeah, I will tell you that I'm a big, I'll do a shameless plug for PSN. The SMA data is fantastic, the breadth of data. And with technology, alternatives are moving down ladder, right? Where you used to have $1 million or $250,000 to put in an SMA, you can now do it at a much lower level. And so it opens it up to more people. So that diversification, that 20% you put in alternatives, is opening up for more people. And again, between the SMA data and the analytics in Zephyr, we give you a fantastic way to decide which are right for that individual client. Quickly and easily.
Fantastic. Great job, Chris. It was great having you here at Wealth Management Edge 2024. Thank you and have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, Ryan.